try to send you just the clip. Oh, that'd be cool. Thank you. It'll be Monday sometime. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Mike Flanagan, Ray Orf here with you. Steve will join us here shortly. Steve Orf, the Orf family in the booth with me, second year in a row. Welcome to the Ray Orf 890 Open Doubles here at St. Charles Lanes, St. Charles, Missouri. We had 22 teams take to the lanes this morning, and we are down to our final three. It's going to be a traditional stepladder here, 3 versus 2. The winner of this will go on to take on our top seeds, Tim Hyman and Stephen Jarvis. Doyle and Sherman are the number 2 seeds coming into this match. Cody Aldrich and Tom Pardell Jr., your 3 seeds. I want to thank everybody for watching qualifying this morning. 8 games on a very difficult pattern. I'm going to bring the pattern up now while they're practicing. You get a chance to look at it. This pattern, a lot of volume, 37.4 milliliters of oil, 22 on the way down, 15 on the way back, very flat. About a 2-to-1 ratio here, asymmetric pattern for left-handed traffic versus right-handed traffic. We saw good scores. Well, I should say we saw equal scoring on each side of the lane today. It's a very fair, equitable pattern. Low scoring overall. We started out with some pretty high scores to start the day. And a few pairs were higher scoring throughout. A few players were able to bowl some pretty big games. We did have a 300 game by Tim Curran. Congratulations to Tim on that. And the players are practicing. They get 2 balls on each lane. Cameron Doyle, defending champion, he bowled with Greg Young, and he's replaced his partner with Kyle Sherman because Greg Young is out bowling on the PBA Tour. And that stream is on our Inside Bowling YouTube channel if you want to go check it out. Cameron actually bowled 300 versus Tommy Jones on this exact pair of lanes. So we'll see how he bowls. Very comfortable, a lot of confidence on this pair. Joining me now is Rich Orf here in the booth. Rich, it's a pleasure to have you here with me, just like we did through qualifying today. We've got a great final here coming up.
We really do, and I was going to chime in when you were giving all the details earlier. During qualifying, we kept commenting about how the lanes really never opened up, and you were kind of describing how the oil pattern is out there. Even now, as you watch them warming up, you'll see the guys migrated. They've migrated to the inside part of the lane, but they're still really keeping their angles nice and tight. So the lane still has not really opened up. Now, fortunately, hopefully we're going to see some decent scores this match and then on the title match, because 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 have been 2 of the better scoring pairs. My brother was commenting earlier, 9 and 10 has been a really, really rough pair, and 15 and 16 seem to be pretty touchy too. Those are the pairs right in front of us. But 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 have at least provided some decent scores. So hopefully everyone that is tuning in will see some decent scores and some good matches here. Like you said, Kyle Sherman and Cameron Doyle are partners, and Cameron Doyle was able to win last year, and now Kyle Sherman's bowling with him right after his layoff. Was it his shoulder, Mike?
I believe it was a shoulder issue again, yeah.
And then they're bowling against Cody Aldrich, who's definitely been on fire in the St. Louis area, and his partner Tom Pardell. They've been bowling a lot of doubles together, and they really work well together. So it should be a really good opening match. Mike is working on the camera, or one of the cameras, as we speak. And I don't know where my brother went. I guess he had to take a break. I had to take a break. I had to stop drinking water. It was time for me to have a beer. So I'm sitting here with a beer, and if my wife's tuning in It's only my first beer, Sheila, so we're all good.
I got my jug of water still.
It looks like we're ready for action here, Michael. Hey, I think we'll actually be talking a decent amount of bowling. Geez, during qualifying, we didn't talk much bowling at all, did we?
Yeah, a little bit. Bowling theories anyway, but Sherman's going to get us started here. Opening shot of our semifinal match here. Stepladder final. Ray Orf 890 doubles here. St. Charles Lanes. Good opening shot for Kyle. Once again, very flat oil pattern.
And this is the second annual Ray Orf 890 Open. We certainly hope to have more of these as time goes by. A really good shot from Tom.
Glad you're with us here today on Inside Bowling. We want to thank our sponsor as well, Matrix Orb. You know, if you're dealing with any sort of pains, any sort of pain at all, as you see Sherman missed the 10-pin, and that's a pain right there, and Kyle dealing with some pain, may need some of this stuff. But if you head over to abcmdd.com, you can learn about Matrix Orb Technologies, transdermal patches to help you with pain relief. I want to thank them for their sponsorship to be part of this event. If it wasn't for them, the money that the bowlers are bowling for would not have been made possible, along with this broadcast. So thank you to them. Also, while we're thanking folks, we want to thank Brunswick for sponsoring the Part-Time Bowlers Tour. They're a great sponsor of the Part-Time Bowlers Tour. We also would like to thank the folks here at St. Charles Lanes for hosting the tournament. We'd like to thank proprietor Dan Beeman, his entire staff, general manager Neil Sanson, putting down this pattern, putting it in the machine. Takes a little bit extra time to do so. And they got a great facility here, nice and bright, nice and clean. Nice to see St. Charles Lanes thriving once again, just like back in the heyday. So thank you to them as well.
Yeah, the tournament has run really smooth so far. The machines have run really, really well.
Absolutely. Also Larry Husky, the promoter of the event, has done a nice job promoting the event. And, of course, Reynold Blondin, who's been a fixture in the St. Louis area for a long period of time, running tournaments, the Grand Prix Tour. He's been handling things backstage for us. And his assistant, Denise Bennett, who goes around and gets all the scores, does a great job. They've been a dynamic duo for many years here in the St. Louis area.
Nice early double there for Tom. You can see as the bowlers have moved inside now, they're trying to keep their speed really slow and try to create a little bit of room to the right. If they just miss it at the bottom or get a hair too fast, the ball will shoot right through the break point.
Oh, Kyle almost with a 5-10 there.
Yeah, Kyle missed a 10-pin on his first shot of the match. Pretty uncommon for a touring pro, even though he's had a little bit of a layoff. So hopefully he'll be able to cover this 10-pin.
Covers it with no problem and creates another deadwood. Just because I want to test my replay here and make sure it's working. Let's take a look at Kyle shoot that 10-pin again. Textbook, see the deadwood come out.
We said the machines have been running really well, but for whatever reason, 11 and 12 has been having a lot of deadwood.
Joining us back in the booth is now Steve Orf. Welcome back, Steve.
Yeah, you guys, sorry, you said 2:30.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought, but
2:30, so I took a little.
Yeah, that's okay.
Did you go outside?
I ran to QT and got a soda up there, and just.
Did you go outside to warm up?
Yeah, well, it is chilly in here. Yes, I actually did.
Well, you're the freshest in the booth now, so you can take her over. And Cameron Doyle now with a double. He's perfect on 11 and 12
right.
in
never
step
misses on 11
ladders
and 12.
in Stepladder Finals, right? I can get Tommy Jones on FaceTime for him here if he needs Tommy here. I said I can get Tommy Jones on FaceTime for you if you need some motivation. Handicap the match here, Steve. What do you think? Pardell's team, Sherman's team.
All 4 players are really, really good. 2 of them bowl for a living, so if you had to say who had the advantage, well, Kyle and Cameron, are more seasoned as far as bowling on the highest level in the sport, bowling on the tour. Both are Team USA guys. So if I had to handicap it, I would go that direction. But, I mean, by all means, Tom and Cody, they can beat anybody anytime when they're on. So this is going to be a good match.
Yeah, Tom and Cody are 2 of the top bowlers in the St. Louis area.
Tom Pardell, when you got to make a big shot, I've seen this guy win so many tournaments. He's a lot like Mike Miniman, his buddy. I've seen Mike bowl a lot. When the stakes get higher, he makes better shots, and that Mike and Tom are very similar in that regard. Tom is not. He just thrives in these situations. He's a winner, so he ain't gonna be nervous.
Cameron with the triple now to start.
You're exactly right, Steve. Tom is a very confident bowler.
Yeah, he's a winner. He's not going to fold under pressure. And Cody, the guy that wasn't good enough to get picked in the mock fantasy draft league last year, has a chip on his shoulder as well.
That was a fun night doing that.
You said you had a lot of good views on that too, right? You were
like,
Farber was like in shock that you had that many people tuning in to watch that.
The bowling ball draft we did too was fun.
That was a lot of fun. We did that at our family pro shop. Remember, Steve? That was a lot of fun then.
Oh,
yeah. Beautiful shot
Kid's
there.
Good right there, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, this is going to be a good match. You got 4 really good bowlers. And the tournament leaders, as we touched on earlier, the tournament leaders that you'll see the next game almost won an eagle here this past year at the National USBC in the team event. They finished 3rd. Both had big years. Both had, I believe, well over 2,000. So
Sherman's been nursing an injury, as we've talked about during qualifying. This is his first tournament back.
What is it? Is it back related?
Shoulder, I think. That's what me and Mike think. It was his shoulder.
He's kind of like Ronald Acuna or Fernando Tatis Jr.
Always getting hurt?
It just seems that way.
How come the young, fit guys get hurt? The old fat guys like us, we're plugging right along. We're never injured.
I don't know.
The blue moon, is that why the old guys are?
I got my blue moon right now.
That's what I was going to say. Is that why
it might be.
The old fat guys stay healthy? And
I was thinking that, Tom Brady, the thing he's probably going to make the most money off of in his entire career is if he does some sort of health thing for athletes.
Yeah, like his avocado ice cream or something that he does.
Yeah.
So, Rich, go down and give Kyle a blue moon. Maybe that'll cure him. And that and the CBD patch, right?
Yep.
That's right. I got it right here.
Give him some Matrix Orb.
Matrix Orb and a little blue moon from Rich Orf. And, geez, he'll go sheet the rest of the day.
Rich could drive him to Chesapeake to go bowl the PBA event. Although you can't have blue moons during competition. Not sure about the Matrix Orb. Labrum injury is what Kyle was dealing with.
And didn't he have a hip injury? Didn't he have hip surgery or
hip
something
surgery
a few years ago?
Oh, Doyle with the front 4.
16 for 16, right?
Right.
Don't tell him that. Don't remind him.
No, I've already talked to him about it. Yeah, and once again, what we're referring to is last year, Cameron Doyle was in the exact same position with his good friend Greg Young, his best friend, And Cameron bowled 300 in his game right here on this pair.
In the semifinal, right?
Yep. Same situation here. And Cameron is perfect again. Could he do it again?
Of course he can. I think the condition was a little easier last year at this point, though. It was
Yep.
more open in the middle.
Yeah, you had a spot to throw to. A little tighter down lane this year. It's very easy to miss the head pin to the right.
Yeah, Steve, before you came into the booth, I was commenting that the only way they can give it away now is everyone should be able to see that they got to keep their speed slow. If they don't catch it, or if they get it a hair too firm, the ball's going to shoot right through the break point. Like, that was a really good shot there from Tom. To me, it looked like it was a little right, but his speed was still nice and soft, and he's able to get it to come around the corner.
I thought you were quoting Red Hot Chili Peppers on us there, Rich. Give it away now.
Yeah, Tom has won the holiday doubles twice with Mike Miniman, and he finished second one year, I believe, with John Bogacki, correct? And I believe both years he won the holiday doubles with Mike. He had to get up in the 10th frame and basically, strike out to win the tournament. Now, that's what you want, right, as a kid and your competitor, regardless of what sport it is. Tom thrives in those situations.
Well, we got ourselves quite a match here. 196 the scoreboard says through 5 frames. Doyle here can make it 198 on the other side. And there's Cam with another one if his dad's watching. Might want to sign him up for league here. Although I don't know why his dad would need to sign him up for a league. Can I bowl an 11 and 12 all year and try to break Jeff Carter's record?
And then go to 9 and 10 and average 160.
Yeah, 9 and 10, very rough pair this event. They started oiling the lanes. They did a burn pair, 7 and 8, in case there was a breakdown. 9 and 10 was the first pair to really get the pattern after the burn pair.
Kyle's learned to be the master of standing in front of the ball return and taking like 2 steps, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good. It's a little 3-step approach there. Nice and slow. Stays through it. Let's take a look at Tom Pardell Jr. Max score 279 for Pardell. Looking for 3 in a row. Let's take a look at that one again. Watch the 9 pin, everybody. Watch this pin action. Boom. Almost the 7 and the 9 shot down simultaneously. It's almost like that Olympic sport, synchronized diving. So now here's Doyle trying to be halfway home to perfection. A little high on the head pin on that one.
Now, I'm an overthinker. I'm moving a board left if I'm on that lane next time.
He threw that one really
good. He pured it, and that thing was coming. I'm cheating a little left, and then I'd leave a right 10 if it was me.
I mean, for this pattern being this hard and the scoring pace being so low, other finishers in this event, 6th place Barrett and Bittenbender, minus 12.
He messed up again.
5th, Sachs, 25 over. 4th, Dolan Limish, 58 over. Just missing Curran and Orf, minus 20. Bird and Henninger, minus 55. So you only had 5 teams plus out of the 22 that took to the lanes today. And you're right, Rich. I did mess it up.
And again. I'm touching on the fact, again, I wanted to pay close attention. I'm happy that the lefties were in the hit the pay window. And, it's much more equitable from right to left.
And Cody's last shot there, he just looked like he just didn't hit it. Plus, it was a hair right.
Yeah, very easy to do. I mean, these guys are making it look easy.
Oh, that was a great shot.
So my eyes are failing me as I get older. What is the scoreboard say?
It's pretty
Going-
much an even match, Lumpy.
Is that 748 to 750? That was a bad break there.
Let's see what happened on this one again. I'll look at it again. 2-8-10, 2 falls forward, leaves the 8-10.
So maybe it's just us in there, I guess.
Yeah, you're on the wrong thing. Yeah.
Gave it a bounce.
So Cameron up on the left lane, trying to make it 7 in a row.
Pretty good.
Really good run.
Now Cody's getting up in the 7th frame, trying to regroup after his open in the 6th. Really
Poses
nice.
it.
Yep,
Yep.
really nice shot.
You know, one thing I would say about Cody is, you know, he doesn't have his trail leg down, and that's something that if he went and let's say he went to team trials and made Team USA, that's something they would work on.
Yeah, that's the new preachings, is to keep the trail leg down.
Yep, and you go and you watch Junior Gold, every one of these kids are down until the ball hits the pins.
Yep,
It's unbelievable,
it's all for balance.
especially in the in the girls division, and all of these collegiate NCAA teams all teach it. Beautiful shot by Kyle.
And you know what's amazing with all the modern technology, and we know now why they teach the trail leg down. But if they can see my father's poster out there, where's his trail leg?
Yep.
It's down.
It's not to mean you can't be successful with the trail leg up. So, boy, things really slowing down here for Pardell and Aldrich. And Kyle Sherman, just when you thought he might be kind of lost trying to fish around, not being able to strike, he puts that big triple up there in the 6th, 7th, and the 8th, and they've got a pretty good stranglehold here through 7.5 frames. Again, very demanding, very flat pattern. Anything can happen here. Doyle and Sherman seem to be pretty lined up now, but anything can happen with every shot. Cam just loves this situation for whatever reason. It's just he's just in a zone when it comes to this bowling center, these couple of pairs in this tournament. They are not easy out there. We talked about how these couple pairs are a little bit higher scoring than some of the others, but they are not easy. I mean, you're seeing guys go light, miss the head pin, everything else. Just goes to show you how good Doyle is bowling.
Well, I made the comment many years ago, the first time you had me in the booth. You probably will remember me saying this. George Gohagen was bowling for the title, and I was just flustered at how he would throw a couple strikes and come back and get on his phone and not even look around. He was just basically, you know, taking himself out of the, you know, what the other guy does out of his control. He was so relaxed, not even paying attention to his opponent. And if you're watching Cameron, he's throwing strikes, comes back, gets on his phone, he's texting people, you know.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, in my world.
Taking a swig of his beer. And
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Welcome to 2021.
Right. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm a one night a week recreational league bowler, but my phone goes in my bowling bag. I don't look at it till I'm done. And, you know, these guys are bowling for the title, and they're, you know, checking their phone and texting in between shots.
Yeah, some of these younger folks, you know, like the Open Championships, you're not supposed to be on your phone, you know.
So they're lost.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, you know, maybe we can take a break after a game. I can go check my phone for a little bit, see what I missed in the last 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm kind of joking there, but I'm kind of not at the same time. Oh, look at Kyle. He slaps it out. Be careful, Kyle.
Add a little loft.
We don't want you to hurt yourself there, buddy.
Add a little loft to the approach.
I say that tongue-in-cheek and jest, of course. Glad to see Kyle back out here bowling. Championship match will take place over on lanes 13 and 14. I will need a minute to reset before we move over to there. We'll crown our champion here. Got some nice trophies. We're just delivered up here into the booth.
Made by Ray Orf's Pro Shop, by the way.
You know, I hear there's a really nice pro shop called Ray Orf's Pro Shop here in the
And we
St.
make
Louis
good
area.
trophies, too.
Yeah, Dave Danielson's here. He's probably the guy that assembled them.
That's right.
Sure he did.
He's here right now. I meant to talk to you about an idea about your trophy business, too. Call me this week. I'll tell you about it.
Sounds good.
Cody with a nice shot there in the ninth, but guys, this is all but over here, this game.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, right now, Tom and Cody are looking to shoot over 400. That's a good game out here.
It is. It is
It's
a good
very
game.
good game. You know, it isn't like they, you know, didn't come in and perform. I mean, that game would have, you know, been in contention just about against anybody else. These guys just stringing some strikes. They ran into a couple of buzzsaws.
They just got beat.
If you'd have started the match and said, "Will you take 420?" they probably would have said yes and like their, you know, taking their chances with that.
Let's take a look at Sherman's shot again. Look in front of the ball return here. Nice swings. Practice this a lot. Trail leg down until the ball hits the pins. 10 back. Pardell wraps another 4. Max score for Tom, 203. Max score for Sherman, 238. Doyle going at 279 is his max. Aldrich can bowl 221. Again, like you said, Steve, 4 great games being bowled out there. Well, 4 great scores, because I know Aldrich and Pardell would like to have a couple shots back.
Yeah, you ask about Tom and has he improved on tougher stuff. I think Mike Miniman might put him in some stuff, and yes, Mike's not afraid to back him in anything now. Mike, I mean, Tom's gotten really good at hitting all the stuff now. So you bowl on something super nasty, you know, he's all in.
That's good. That's a good maturation process by Tom Pardell. Because there for a while, he get very frustrated. Sherman strikes out, 238. He and Doyle will bowl for the title. Don't forget our top seeds. Hyman and Jarvis coming up next. They went around Sherman and Doyle in the last game. 39 pins. Actually, excuse me, 41 pins ahead. Plus 187, plus 146. Aldrich and Pardell came in at plus 113. That was after 8 games of qualifying.
He's making them look easy.
That's the scoring pace for you. Yeah, you're right. And there's Doyle. He just no issues whatsoever here. I think Doyle bowled about 230 on 13 and 14 last year at this point. Left some 10 pins, I think, if I remember correctly. It's been a year. And that's an understatement. It's been a year.
Right.
Long year. So Tom and Cody ended up with 404. And with the fill ball
Good
here.
bowling, Tom. Great bowling.
Yep, 404, and Doyle just throws it down the middle for no reason whatsoever there. 499. I guess he just didn't want to bowl 500. So that's going to do it for our opening match. We'll be right back here on Inside Bowling with our championship match here from the Ray Orf 890 Open Doubles here from St. Charles Lanes. We'll be right back with you, everybody. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Just in time, got everything built. Looks like our championship match is getting ready to get started. Kyle Sherman's going to start us off again. He'll be on the right lane. Sherman and Doyle taking on Hyman and Jarvis. Championship match. And Kyle's got pretty much the same look that he had over on lanes 11 and 12 here on 13 and 14.
You know, as we get into this title match, Mike, I just want to personally thank you for coming out and doing the live stream. It means a lot to me, and like I said earlier, I hope we can continue this Ray Orf tournament for many years to come. So thanks for doing this.
You're welcome. Happy to be here. So Hyman trips the 4. And now there's Doyle running around striking again.
When I don't know if you had up on the stream when they were practicing. You know, Tim and Steven were they didn't have a good look. So
take a look at Steven here. His first shot
right off the bat for both of them to open up with strikes was a big deal because they were both kind of scrambling, you know, in the warm-up shots. And Kyle and Cameron looked like they were, you know, lined in pretty well. So just going off of what you saw in practice, you'd say advantage, you know, Kyle and Cameron, but then right off the bat, a big boost for Tim and Steven to both get a strike up first frame. And there you go. And, you know, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. The tournament leader is at a big disadvantage all the time. They really are when you have a TV format. There's just something, you know, when you're on the lanes and you're active and you're bowling, you just have a big advantage versus the tournament leader that has to come over, you know, fresh without bowling a competitive match for a while.
Aaron shot there by Kyle, just a little too wide.
Yeah, he didn't like it at release either. Oh, here comes a 4-bagger.
Right off the bat, like I said.
10 back for Steven.
They didn't look lined in practice, and lights came on, and they got a 4-bagger, so they're off to a great start.
Folks, once again, this wouldn't be possible without the great folks over at Matrix Orb. Make sure you check them out. If you're looking for some transdermal patches to help relieve aches and pains, check them out. Learn about it, abcmdd.com. Nice cover by Sherman.
Very nice cover.
Take a look at that one more time. Sherman, nice and straight through it. Perfect.
Yeah, Mike, I want to thank you as well for coming in town for this event. I want to thank the sponsors as well, Matrix Orb, and of course Larry and Reynolds for for hosting this and having the event. Dan Beeman and his staff. It's just wanted to say it's a very sincere thank you.
Great shot by Doyle. I want everybody at home to watch on this replay. Look how close he is to setting the ball into the gutter. Pretty
and now
impressive.
they're making them look easy now. And they're just not. As you saw the shot before when Kyle leaked it just a little bit right, it didn't recover.
So we've had one miss, and it was Sherman, and he covered the washout. We got a nice little crowd here watching, too. It's nice to see people out watching bowling here locally.
So I'll tell us a quick story from last year. I don't know if I told you this, Mike. At one time, my father's former business partner was a guy named Don McLaren, and he ran the Midwest PBA. And back in the 70s and 80s when Don ran the PBA, if you won a tournament, you got to pick like a little PBA, I don't want to say a trinket, but they had tie clips, they had cigarette lighters, or they had keychains that said PBA on them, okay? So I actually found a letter, I believe it might have been Rich, is this right, Joe Antonora maybe, right, might have been, his name was on it, and said, Don, you know, here's these keychains, etc., and you give them out to a person when they win their first title, you know, so they can have it as a memento, and it said PBA on it. Well, we had I want to say about a dozen tie clips. No one took tie clips. So when my father passed away, we cleaned their house out. I found this box with this letter, these PBA tie clips. Well, I brought him up here last year for this event, and I waited till the tournament was over, and I gave him to Kyle. And I said, hey, I don't know if you guys would be interested in these. Here's the story behind it. And next thing you know, he started going over to Tommy Jones and Prather, and all these guys were gobbling them up. And I felt bad because we didn't have enough of them. The field was so good. Greg Young,
Right,
Brad Miller, all these
them.
guys took them. I don't know if the PBA does that anymore, but those things are 40 or 50 years old. And I found them, like I said, in Mom and Dad's basement. And we handed them out last year, and I felt bad. I could have had another dozen probably.
Joe Antonor was the commissioner.
Right. So it's just cool that, we gave them out. I hope Cameron grabbed one. But that was a stipulation. You didn't get one unless you, had won at least a regional, title.
Let's take a look at Cameron's shot here. You see he kind of pops up out of it.
Kind of grabbed it.
Yep.
It was a little left.
Yep, a little left. I saw the same thing. This oil pattern was 46 feet in length here today. Mid 30 mils. And he chops off the 10 there. Leaves the 10 standing, I should say. So our tournament leaders here cruising through 3 frames. It's early in the match. I want to welcome in all of our viewers here on Inside Bowling. Thanks for supporting us here. Don't forget you can head over to InsideBowling.com. We do have a merch store. We got a lot of cool T-shirts, over 300 designs now. If you want to save 15%, use coupon code YouTube. Nice little savings for you. Thanks for all the support you guys have given us over the years. And there Sherman collapses the 4 and the 7. No fast 8 today, Kyle. Now, who will be the first to miss, or will we have a 600? Tell you what, we have 600 here. I'll give them the $500 $890 bonus. Yep, that's all it that's all it took. Just need to just say that. We'll look at this one again. Look at this 6 not go into the 10. Oh. Well, it went into the 10, just not enough. There's Doyle now. 10 pin for Doyle.
Steve, you got to know Tim pretty well this summer. He's a super nice young man, isn't he? And
Absolutely. Walt, I didn't realize that Walt Stopke was his grandpa, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here's something. They're the tournament leaders, and they're in good shape so far through 3.5 frames. Tim and I bowled in the same league this summer, and he said, "Hey, I'll see you." Well, originally, I'll see you Saturday at your dad's tournament. And I said, "Who you bowling with? Your brother?" Because his brother John's a really good bowler, and he says, "No." He goes, "I asked my brother to bowl doubles with me all the time," and he said, he turned me down again. He said, "So I'll be bowling with Steven." So just as a little footnote here. Tim actually asked his brother to bowl with him, and he got turned down. So, but these two guys are really good friends. I think they went to college together, and that's what Tim basically said. It was, "Hey, anytime my brother will bowl with me, I look forward to it. But when he turns me down, I go to Steven, and because they're very tight friends as well." So if John's watching this right now, John, you could be bowling in a title match if you had a bowl with your little brother and bowled as good as Steven did today. Is that lane curving more?
it's got to be hooking earlier.
It wasn't really all day. I pay attention to stuff like that while we were on the live stream. I never really noticed that lane being, hooking earlier than the right lane. But if you noticed, because didn't Steven Jarvis carry kind of a nosedive the last hit over there?
He did.
And Cameron went through the nose on that lane, and now Kyle.
Kyle covered that with no problem. I didn't want to jinx him. I was going to say that's a tough spare to make, but it's easily chopped, but he made it with no problem. Steven with an air ball there, just a little too far outside.
Yeah, it's amazing. The miss on a brutal condition like this, really demanding, is a miss is to leave the head pin as opposed to, a single pin spare
In
or
league
something.
play, when you get the ball that far right, you go high.
Yep.
Or Brooklyn.
That lane's curving.
Doyle collapses the 4. Jarvis with the cover. Here's a look at Doyle's last shot again.
Yeah, if I'm him, I'm going farther left next time over there. Watching everybody going high on that lane.
And the scoreboard says, or the score sheet says, 225 for Tim and Steven.
Yeah, they're up by 52 right now.
52, yeah. 173 for Kyle and Cameron.
And this is a big shot, because anytime you got a strike up there, if you get a double and you're already up 50, this is a huge shot. Just added, another 10 pins. Now they're up 62 pins.
Let's take a look at the replay. Really solid game here.
He is such a good bowler. I knew Tim was a good player, but this summer, again, I've talked about Rich's summer league and the 2 different patterns. First 7 weeks, they were very tricky. And Shrewsbury Lane's crossing pairs there isn't always the bargain either. And Tim shot, if I'm not mistaken, 826.
Correct.
And I don't think another person had more than, did anybody have more than about 740 or 730 the first 7 weeks? I mean, he shot 826 crossing 3 pair. And let me tell you, that wasn't easy to do at all. The lanes were very challenging, and he shot 826 crossing 3 different pair.
10 back for Steven on that one.
Take a look at it again. I mean, this is just textbook perfect.
Looks like he gave it a little extra loft.
Yep. Get it down the lane a little bit further. Here's Doyle now. Up in the 6, looking for a double.
Yeah, they got to get some strikes right now.
We got to look at that one again. Here's Doyle. Watch the pin action. Head pin. Boom.
Big shot for Kyle coming up. Try to get back in the ball game. Like Steve said, it looks like the right lane's hooking more, so.
Yeah, Kyle went through the nose last time on that lane. He's got to make a move. He's got to move farther left in front of the ball return.
That's definitely what you call 10 back, isn't it, Steve? You could do that in your heyday, couldn't you? Move in front of the ball return like that?
Probably not. I mean, you can't throw the ball much better than that. I mean, threw it really well. Like I said, Tim didn't look like he had much in practice. For the lights to come on and him to basically hit the pocket as well as he had through 7 frames, just he's making shots. Yeah, that lane's just curving too much. He moved and it still went high.
What also makes Tim a really, really good bowler, especially compared to these other 3 guys, he doesn't have the revs that a lot of the modern guys have. Not that he doesn't have revs, but he's definitely just a really good finesse bowler.
Yeah, and you guys talked about they had a pretty incredible performance at Open Championships this year.
Yeah, they had the lead for quite a while.
In team event.
Yeah, in the team event.
Yeah, they end up finishing 3rd.
Yeah, Tim, I don't know if you know this, Richard. Tim works right down the street from me. We work on the same street about 2 blocks away, so I see him at the QT on the corner.
I did not know that.
Yeah, every once in a while, yep.
Like I said earlier, he's definitely a nice young man.
He's getting married soon, too, is he
right.
not?
He does business with us at the store, and I think he's getting married in November.
52-pin lead right now. Hyman and Jarvis. Sherman not going away here. That was a big triple for he and Cam. This is kind of cliche, but this frame here is a big frame for Hyman and Jarvis. You got that 52-pin lead, but Sherman's got that strike up.
And they picked the end on this lane, and I think this lane's obviously the one hooking more, so we'll see if that ends up being a good decision or not, you know?
That was a good break for Tim. He could have easily had the 4-6. The 4 was standing for.
This is where Cam usually takes advantage.
Right, now he's got to figure out that right lane, make another move.
Take a look at Cam's shot right here.
Steve, you're better at math than me. If Steven strikes here, what will they be up?
Well, they'll be up for a little over 40 pins. But the thing, obviously, you got Kyle and you've got. Kyle and Cameron are going to be bowling on the lane that hooks more, but they both have strikes up, so it's huge if they can both go up there and you know, throw strikes in the 9th frame. This is going to be a different ball game.
Yeah, Steven airmailed that one.
Well, he's going with a different strategy. He's farther right than most of the guys on the pair, and he's throwing it harder, so he's so much closer to the out of bounds. If he misses a little right, you know, he's not going to get any recovery.
If both teams were to strike out, Doyle and Sherman would bowl 482. Hyman and Jarvis would bowl 490.
Right. Well, this frame is the make or break for Kyle and Cameron. They got the strikes on the board. They're on the lane that's a little trickier, that hooks more. So if they both, you know, strike here, or even if just one of them strikes here, it's a big deal. Oh, great shot.
That was a really good shot by Tim.
Like I said, you can't throw it any better. Tim really did not have much of a good look in practice, and the lights come on, and he's been in the pocket the entire game. He's just making really good shots every shot.
He can still bowl 236. Big shot here for Sherman in front of the ball return. Take a look at it again. Take a look at the pin action, the 7-pin.
And you saw he did what he had to do. In my opinion, it looked like he gave it extra loft.
A little more room, blower 7. Steve, I don't know how you always were, but I always played my percentages. If I knew that lane was going to be hooking more, you know, if I'm gonna miss one way or the other, I'm gonna have a tendency to be a little lighter than cut one short.
Right, you're gonna be aggressive, and if you're gonna miss, you'll miss right.
Okay, scoreboard tells the story here. 228 max score for Sherman, 236 for Hyman. Jarvis in the 9th.
That was a clutch shot there.
Let's look at the 253. Cam can get to 233. Yeah, shot of the match right
Yeah,
there.
for them to have a chance, Cameron's really got to strike here. He really does. This is a must-strike situation. On a lane that's given him some trouble.
Well, barring disaster here, looks like Hyman and Jarvis are gonna win. It's not over yet.
Yeah, again, they're ending on the lane that's been, you know, the more difficult of the two lanes.
Yeah, I think 14's, or yeah, lane 14's got to be really hooking because I didn't think Cameron threw it that bad. Did you guys?
No, but you saw when Steven missed a hair right the time before, too, though. You know, you could easily still whiff the head pin.
So it all starts here in the 10th frame.
Yeah, they still got 4:41 left, so they can still make, you know, Tim and Steven, you know, show up and at least get a couple of marks.
Sherman liked that one. Take a look at this one again. Watch the 4-pin.
You don't want to bowl defensive at all. I mean, in the back of Tim's mind, he's got to know, I just really want to mark here, but you don't want to think that way and bowl defensively. But, you know, if the tournament leaders just stay clean, they'll win the tournament and fill in frames.
Is that one going to hold? Yeah, perfect. Great touch at the bottom. And Sherman even kind of getting a little pre-shot or post-shot routine there through the pins. A little celebratory.
Back-to-back trip fours, Michael.
Yeah, you know, there's a guy by the name of Bill Utoff in the St. Louis area. He moved to Texas, but they always said Utoff carry whenever you trip out a 4-pin. Reminds me of Bill Utoff. I know he was having some health issues earlier this year. From what I understand, the last update I got is he's doing okay. And we miss Bill Utoff around here as well. Just want to give a shout out to Bill. Every time I see a 4-pin trip, and there's another one right there.
Bill Utoff.
There's more of that Utoff carry. So matching each other here with doubles in the 10th, tripping out 4 pins here. Kyle got that one a little bit wider, but it recovered nicely off the spot. Sherman's bowled great today. Finishes with 228. Tim Hyman can bowl 236 here if he fills it up. So that'll put them at 436 right now. The best Doyle and Sherman can do is 241, but that's not going to happen now, so we can officially call it, gentlemen. Runners up, Doyle and Sherman, but your champions are Tim Hyman and Steven Jarvis. So our step ladder was for nothing. The standing stayed exactly the same.
Well, they didn't win an eagle, but they won something even more prized. They won the Ray Orf Open, right?
They did.
Who needs an eagle when you can get that trophy, right?
That's right. Yeah, you want to show everybody the trophy here? Steve, take a look at it down here in the corner. Look at this trophy right here.
Better than an
A
eagle.
little bit more this way.
Better
right
than an
here.
eagle.
There it is, right
Better
here.
than me.
This is it
Throwing
right
a-
here.
On top of that, throwing a Tita Semez rookie card, right, man?
Tita Semez rookie card.
Autographed rookie card.
Yep. And a Gene Stuss. If we can find a Bone XS, we'll get you one of those too.
Or if you bowl really good, you get an Ernie Schlegel
There you go.
rookie card autographed.
All right, well, congratulations to Steven Jarvis and Tim Hyman. They deserved it. Awesome bowling by those guys.
Really good scores the last 2 matches. Like I said, those lanes were not easy, and I had 2 really good competitive matches with pretty much everybody shooting over 200 games. And
466 to 427 is the total.
Yeah, and before we close everything up here, I just want to thank everybody again for coming out. Thanks for all the bowlers. Thanks for St. Charles Lanes, and thank you again, Mike, for doing the live stream for us. It means a lot to me and my family, and let's do it again next year.
Yeah, we most certainly would love to do that. Steve, what did we see today? What did you think about today's action? 22 teams, tough pattern that Andrew, your nephew, created. A lot of good bowlers, local talent.
Yeah, again, I thought the lanes would burn up more. I was really surprised at how lanes stayed so tough all day. The right side never opened up. Scores were, I thought they'd get higher as the day went on. They did not. They got lower. But then when we broke to the televised final matches, the guys, reached down deep, and we had 2 really well-bowled games on very tough lane conditions. So hats off to the bowlers. I mean, they made really good shots. So congrats to all the cashers and congrats to the champions. And thanks for having me in the booth all day. It was a good time.
Yeah, thanks for being here with me. Rich, any final thoughts from you?
Just like I said earlier, to thank everyone that came out, and to thank you again, and safe travels for you going back to Utah. And we definitely want to keep this a tradition to honor the memory of my father and his 890 series. So hopefully we'll be able to do this again next year.
Yeah, I hope so too. Hey, nice bowling, man. Nice bowling. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Again, for these 2 guys right here, I'm Mike Flanagan. I want to thank Dan Beeman for being the proprietor of the bowling center, providing the establishment for us to be able to have the event. Neil Sanson, his general manager, his entire staff here for working hard, making sure this event went off top notch. Also want to thank Larry Husky, the promoter of the event, Reynold Blondin and Denise Bennett for basically handling everything back in the office and bringing us the scores. They were our score dashers, and they did a great job here today. Also, want to let you know about upcoming broadcasts here on Inside Bowling. We're going to be streaming Kevin Williams' doubles tournament down in Springfield coming up September 10th, 11th, and 12th weekend. And then we'll be back the following weekend on the 18th and 19th for the Ebonite Fall Classic from Waterloo, Iowa. I do that twice a year, so I'll be back with that one. And I've got the Nightmare Doubles coming up in October. So make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel, you do that. You'll get notified every time that we go live. Also want to thank our sponsor, Matrix Orb. Make sure you check them out. There's a lot of new developments that are happening now to help you with feeling better whenever you're not feeling good. So go over to abcmdd.com, check them out. Want to thank Brunswick as well for sponsoring the Part-Time Bowlers Tour. Great sponsors of the events that Larry puts on. So again, for everybody here, all the bowlers, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching this weekend. I'm Mike Flanagan. Thanks for these 2 guys hanging out with me, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day, everybody.